Hello friends, you are welcome to Jude Nnam music training session. In this session, we continue our training on good singing tips. In the part 1 of good singing tip, we have tips like being in control, good tone, having good tone, strong vocal support. These are the topics we have treated in the previous video. It's important that you link up to that video to be able to flow to the video which we are going to take right now. Now, the next tip is suitable volume. Suitable volume. You ask yourself, what do you mean by suitable volume? It means a volume of singing that is appropriate to the music. If you are singing a DH, of course we know that it is not necessary to scream. If one is singing a rock music, you know you need to be loud. The instrument needs to be loud. The singing needs to be loud. Your voice needs to be rugged. If you are singing a lullaby for a baby to sleep, of course you don't use your rock voice to sing a baby to sleep. It is important to note that the baby needs to be lulled to sleep. And that's why it is a lullaby. The voice really has to lull people to sleep. And so, in singing, it's good to find out what is important. Where do I sing soft? Where do I sing loud? If you take everything loud, it's not beautiful. If you take everything soft, it will be beautiful. So, light and shade is the word. You have to bring in light and shade in music. There are areas that need to be done soft, and there are areas to be done loud. So it's important that a singer, as a good singer, you should be able to note these areas and use them effectively. That will captivate your listeners. That will keep people tuned to you. That will make people want to listen to you more. And most importantly, that will make you sound very professional. So, suitable volume. Soft, moderately soft, very soft. We have the PP, which is pianissimo. Pianissimento is PPP. We have the 3 P's. Let's begin from there, from the lowest, PPP, which is pianissimento, meaning as soft as possible. You can use PP, which is pianissimo, that is very soft. Then we have the P, which is soft. You can see that soft is higher than very soft. Piano is higher than pianissimo. And pianissimo is louder than pianissimo. So, in that way, we have the need. Now that tracks will take you to MP, which is mezzo piano. MP, mezzo piano, which is moderately soft. And then to MF, which is moderately loud, mezzo forte. Then you take it a little higher to forte, which is loud itself. And then that takes it even higher to FF, fortissimo, that is very loud. And then to FFF, that's fortissimento, which is as loud as possible. You could choose from this line and make your music beautiful. You can take from soft to loud. You can take from loud to moderately soft. You can take from very loud and drop to soft. Diversify the use of this tone arrangement, and you'll be able to find the song is very attractive. People will want to listen to you always. So it's important to have it suitable for all your songs presentations. Another tip to good singing is suit the style. What do we mean by suiting the style? There are different genres of music. We have genres that have been there for ages, and we have genres that have actually faded away. Sometimes you find people mixing two genres, but that is acceptable most of the time when it comes to instrumental music. And in singing, some people are actually put off when some people find people who uses a voice meant for another genre and using it for a different genre. For example, we know what reggae is and the voice that is meant to be used. Reggae is a musical genre, and so there is a particular voice and style that is applied to reggae. Therefore, it is important that a singer should be able to choose a voice that is most suitable for the kind of genre he or she wants to render. So, it makes the music come out right. It makes the feelings come out great. It makes the emotions, move, transcend from you to the one who is listening to you. If I want to take a lullaby, like Slumber Softly, and I sing, slumber softly, good night, in the raiment of white, white angels carries, close your eyes in sweet rest, lullaby, lullaby. The baby that actually was struggling to sleep or making an effort to sleep will wake up. This is no more a lullaby. If I take the same song and take it down, choosing from my pianissimo, sort from my forte, fortissimo, fortissimento, mezzo forte, mezzo piano, piano, pianissimo, pianissimento. I can choose from this list and begin to fix them where I feel is appropriate, and I get a better result. Slumber softly, good night, in thy raiments of white, white angels caress, close thy eyes in sweet rest. Lullaby, lullaby, soon the day will be born. Lullaby, lullaby, thou shalt wake with the Lord. That's a big difference. Makes a big difference from the previous one. And it sounds more suited than the previous song. It sounds more like a lullaby. Why? Because I've actually chosen a style, a vocal style that is closely related to the music itself. So it's important to choose your style and choose them well. When you choose a style, it's important to choose a vocal style that is commensurate and appropriate to the musical show. Still on good singing tips. The next tip is consistency. How do one remain consistent? It means consistency. It means consistency in your tone, consistency in your velocity, consistency in your postures, consistency in your phrasing, consistency in your phrasing. If you begin a song beautifully and suddenly goes weak or the voice suddenly goes bad, the entire result is that you are a bad singer. If you begin a song well and suddenly something goes wrong, it will affect the entire production, the entire singing. So it is important to remain consistent. If it is a song that needs to be projected loud all through, you are expected to project loud all through. If anything happens and your voice has to get down a little, it will affect the entire production. If it is a song that needs you to move from loud to soft, that moves like a wave, that glides through like a wave, it is important that you hold on to that and make sure you have a good breath control that will carry you through those waves until you arrive safely at the shore. I remember when I did the Every Valley for the first time. It was a disaster. I was 12 years old when I listened to the London Philharmonic Orchestra Group as they presented the Messiah, and I was entrapped when I heard a soloist take Every Valley. So I decided to learn the song and presented that to the choir. At a point, I got lost. I couldn't hold on. Every valley shall be exalted, shall be exalted. Even though the notes may be right and they were not properly connected, it is important always to connect. That's the phrasing. That is the phrasing we're talking about. When I grew up and went to school to study music, I was able to learn the difference. The reason why I actually couldn't do it was because I wasn't consistent, because I didn't follow exactly what didn't follow the presentation the way it should be. So when you want to be consistent, people want to see you being consistent, and they want to feel the consistency in you. Just that first phrase could have been something like, everybody shall be exalted, shall be exalted, shall be exalted, shall be exalted. And it moves on and on. You can take your breath and run it through the notes. That is phrase marking. When you break them, that is inconsistency. So when you want to take them, let's feel the music. You are actually making an interpretation of what the original writer had in mind. If the writer says here that he needs some places to be loud, we want to feel forte. If he needs some places to be soft, we want to feel the softness. And so it's important to be consistent from the beginning of the song to the end. If there is temptation to be weak, you have to fight it. That is why it's important to exercise. That is so that you'll be able to have good breath control, have good energy, strong energy to carry you through the songs. Consistency is important. The next tip is on musical phrasing. Musical phrasing has to do with the way a singer interprets a song. How do you interpret a song? It involves the tone, the volume, the enunciation, all those little things that makes music good must be involved as you are phrasing the music. Like in my previous topic, the previous topic that had talked about consistency, we could see how phrasing became very, very important. It is something that a singer needs to imbibe. With phrasing, the song is made more beautiful. With phrasing, the message becomes meaningful. With phrasing, the music itself becomes more endearing to the listener. So it's important to be conscious of those things. When you are singing, for those who read with sheet music, you probably must have seen a line that is drawn from one particular bar across 2, 3, 4 bars. That's what we call the phrase mark. So as a singer, you should be able to pick from the first point and take it uninterrupted. Your breath must be taken all through to the end of that phrase mark. So phrasing is one of the most important parts of good singing. As a good singer, you should be able to know where to snatch a breath and where to stop. We have different ways of breathing in phrasing. There's a place you pick your breath and you stop. Then there's a place you pick your breath, take it through to a point, you don't just stop, but you take a moment to snatch a breath and take it across until it gets to a point where you will take a rest. So musical phrasing is very, very important. As a singer, you have to bring in everything that is needed as a good singer. As you are phrasing, your tone, your breath control, your ability to bring in your lights and shades, even as you're phrasing, those elements of music must always be there. So phrase marking is an important part of good singing. good singer must be very consistent in his phrasing and make sure that everything is delivered right exactly as the writer wants us to be. Please do well to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Click on notification bell for updates on Jude Nnam music training sessions. My social media handles are on the description of this video. Do well to follow me. Thank you.